Hello, I'm Armin Budish. Welcome to Golden Opportunities.
Today, Cleveland will host hundreds of hot happenings this summer. We'll shine a spotlight on the stars on Star Plaza. His smile was contagious. We'll spread the story of how it went viral. Then, elder abuse is on the rise. We'll identify the warning signs and where to go for help. Plus, Dancing Wheels has been on the move for 30 years. We'll preview their special celebration. And Uncle Sam wants to help you cut your costs of caring for your parent.
It's time to get GOing, so pull up a chair and join us at our kitchen table for Golden Opportunities. This weekend kicks off the unofficial start of summer fun, and Star Plaza at Playhouse Square is ready to play a starring role for the next 3 months. Jackie York is the District Development Marketing Manager at Playhouse Square, and she's here to shine the spotlight on Star Plaza's special summer events. Thanks for joining us today.
It's my pleasure.
So where is Star Plaza?
Star Plaza is located right in the heart of Playhouse Square, right on the corner of East 14th and Euclid Avenue.
It's outside.
It's outside, it's tucked in. It's kind of a Baby Bryant Park in the center of a kind of a Times Square.
I thought, though, the things that go on at Playhouse Square are inside the Playhouse Square theaters.
That's true. They are inside the theaters. However, we put on a plethora of many activities, all of them which are free at Star Plaza during the course of the summer. And obviously, we're in the throngs of kicking it off.
All right, so tell us some of the things. What goes on there?
Well, you know, we have an amazing environment where we have created a sense of community, an area for destination for our office workers, for our visitors, for the people who actually are a wonderful group of people who need to be entertained. So what we have done...
Is this it that we're looking
yes,
at?
Yes, this is Star Plaza. You can see the tables and chairs. It's a cafe-style setting right in the essence of an urban environment.
During the daytime?
During the daytime, from the hours of noon till around 2 o'clock, we put on an amazing amount of activities which are all free.
What kind of activities are we looking at this
Well,
summer?
the activities, which interestingly enough are being published in a full-length calendar of events, which will be in the Cleveland Magazine this coming month, which is the month of June. And we actually kick off the week on Mondays with a music garden series of lilting, wonderful, easygoing kinds of music for our lunchtime people. You know, people can come and bring their lunch, they can bring their laptop, they can just sit and relax. Tuesdays, we start a series of exercise programs, wellness programs, which include Hatha Yoga at lunchtime. We then carry that on to Wednesdays, which we do a Tai Chi class after work from 5:30 to 6:30. And then on Thursdays, we continue this with an array of wonderful live broadcasts with IdeaStream and WCPN. And then we top it off on Thursdays with live, wonderful Blue Light Lime concert series.
Not bad. So you come out, do you need a reservation to reserve one of those tables?
Not at all. Bring your lunch, bring your laptop, bring
yoga and a burger.
Yoga and a burger and much more.
All right. And what if it rains, by the way? This is all outside.
It never rains in Cleveland.
Right. It never rains in Cleveland.
It's rain or shine.
We're going to hold you to that. Well, thank you. This is great information. It's all free.
All free.
That's always good. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right. So at Star Plaza this summer, stars will shine during the day. Put a star on your calendar. Plan to come down for some great free entertainment and no rain. My thanks to Jackie York.
Learn more by calling Playhouse Square at 216-348-5273 or visit their website, www.playhousesquare.org. Next, how he brought a smile to her face. But first, the poem In Flanders Fields was penned by Moina Michael in 1915 to honor Memorial Day. She wrote, "We cherish too the poppy red that grows on fields where valor led. It seems to signal to the skies that blood of heroes never dies." What fundraising effort did these words inspire? We'll share the rhyme and reason when we return.
Welcome to Breckenridge Village, a continuing care retirement community conveniently located in historic Willoughby, Ohio. Whether it's a luxury apartment, a spacious ranch home, or newly built brownstones, it's all here with the added security of knowing more care is available when you need it. Breckenridge Village offers an exciting and upbeat lifestyle, and the food is fabulous, and our staff makes you their #1 priority. Learn more about Breckenridge Village and come see our new Veal Wellness and Aquatic Center.
Moina Michael not only wrote a poem about red poppies to honor Memorial Day, she also turned those words into dollars by selling them to benefit servicemen in need. Years later, this idea blossomed into the VFW's national program selling artificial poppies made by our disabled veterans.
Our next guest has turned a dental makeover into a true family affair. After watching our show, Vicki Radigan's husband turned to Dr. Steve Marsh for help, with great results. He even came on Golden Opportunities to share his story. After watching her husband's star performance, Vicki decided she wanted her very own star turn, and now Vicki and Steve are here to show and tell. Thanks for joining us today.
Thank you.
And we'll start with you, Vicki. Tell us, what did you not like about your smile beforehand?
I had the most difficult time flossing my teeth because my bottom teeth were overlapped.
Okay.
And, it had been a lifelong thing. I didn't wear braces as a child, and I should have. And I had a bite that was not correct. It was not lined. And it got to the point where, at this time of your life, you want to look the best you can.
And I understand one of your grandchildren said something to you.
Yes. Our grandson said to me one day, how come Papa doesn't brush his teeth? And I said, well, what are you talking about? And he said, well, his teeth look yellow. And it was right after that I sent Joe to Dr. Marsh.
Gotcha.
And then I got terribly jealous because he looked great after that.
After he saw Dr. Marsh.
Yes.
All right, so we'll go to you, Dr. Marsh. Sure. What did you do for Vicki to give her this beautiful smile that I'm seeing as she smiles here?
Well, thanks. We did a lot of work on Vicki. Fortunately, she's so wonderful and gregarious and made it even easier. But we talked to Vicki about what her situation was. Orthodontics in some cases is an option. It would have been about a 2-year stretch for Vicki, and she said, how soon can we do this? And we said, just give us 4 appointments. And so we used a combination of crowns and veneers and gave her the smile that she wanted. And we looked at colors and actually were able to do quite a wonderful result for Vicki, and we have some pictures to show it.
I think we do.
She talked about that alignment, right, Vicki? And you can see that, as she mentioned, it not only didn't look good and the teeth were very gray as she had matured, Vicki, I can use that term, but the other thing was that food got caught, and so it was it was tough for her. She said she always had to have floss with her. In the back of her mouth, we actually took out some of those old fillings and used all porcelain crowns. And Armin, today's all porcelain crowns can be made very strong. They're 3 to 4 times stronger than any that we used to have. Wow. She also had, thank you for the wow, she also had that space between her teeth, showed some gum tissue. So we used some laser contouring on the upper gum tissue and used porcelain veneers to close the space and give her this, what I would say, beautiful smile and aligned teeth. And one of the best parts about it was that food didn't get caught anymore. So, it was the kind of thing that we got an absolutely, I think, stunning result and something that made her very proud.
And in your own words, I don't want to hear Steve tell me that you like it. What do you think of your smile?
I'll tell you, there is nothing in my life that I have appreciated as much as this smile.
Wow.
People look at your mouth when you talk. They say eyes are the windows of the soul, but I think it's the mouth. And I am very, very confident about my smile and aging. I'm almost 70 years old. It's time for me to head out, but I would like to go out looking the way I do right now.
Well, you look lovely. Thanks for joining us.
And please don't head out.
Appreciate
Don't head out too soon.
Don't head out.
Right. And one of the other things that was so special is usually the woman drags the husband, and in this case, the husband came first. So he was sort of the guinea pig.
Yes, he was, and he was a good sport.
Well, thank you again. Thank you both.
It's our pleasure.
So who knew Dr. Marsh's dental wizardry could bring happy couples even closer together? To experience your own dental therapy, call the number that's coming up next. My thanks to Steve and Vicki for a great story with a happy ending.
See what Dr. Stephen Marsh can do for your smile by calling 440 461-1003 or visit www.clevelandsmiles.com. Next, ending elder abuse. Looking for places to go, things to do? Welcome to our community calendar. Sunday, June 19th at 2 p.m., the 2011 Civil War Lecture Series at historic Roscoe Village in Coshocton continues with a civil discourse from a new angle. Hear Mr. Lincoln's Cameraman, An Afternoon with Matthew Brady, portrayal by Mark Holbrook. To research details, call 740-623-7644 or travel to www.roscoevillage.com.
We like to believe that as we age, we'll be treated with respect and dignity. And for many seniors, that's what happens. Unfortunately, it's also true that many other seniors are abused, often at the hands of someone who's close to them. Martha Miller is the vice chair of the Consortium Against Adult Abuse, and she's here to share the warning signs of abuse and what steps you can take to help. Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you.
How widespread is adult abuse?
Well, the latest statistics from Ohio is there were about 15,000 cases reported last year in the state, but we do believe that that's a very low figure. The research shows that about 8% of seniors will suffer from this at any given time, and in our Northeast Ohio area, that would be about 25,000 people.
Just in Northeast Ohio?
Just in Northeast
And
Ohio.
what are some of the signs that we should be looking for?
Well, there are several types of abuse. There's emotional abuse. People might be depressed, fearful. There's physical abuse, so you might be seeing fractures, you might be seeing bruises or cuts. There's financial abuse, so people might have unpaid bills all of a sudden, or you might get calls from the bank.
Okay.
There is also sexual abuse, and you might see bruising on the inside of the thighs, or someone who's very fearful.
All right, so we've put up emotional, financial, neglect, physical, and sexual. And those are the primary types of abuses that you see. Now, you've made it easier to remember this list and to know what to be looking for through something called the Break the Silence card.
Right. The consortium put together this card, and it's for anyone, primarily first responders, but it has the signs on the card so that people can see them and remember what they are. And then on the other side are the numbers that they can call to get help for the seniors.
And this is very important because people need to know where to call, where to go to if they feel that a loved one or a friend is being abused. And you have phone numbers for each of the counties, adult abuse programs.
And we encourage people to call if they have any suspicion.
All right, so tell me more about what your consortium does. You've created this card, which is very helpful. What else can you do?
Well, the consortium really is about education and public awareness. So we advocate with our legislators to inform them of the issues. We do a lot of community education, a lot of community speaking, and one of the things we also do is every year we have an annual conference and meeting, and this year that'll be taking place on June 10th, Friday.
Right, coming right up.
Right, at Tri-C East at the Corporate College. It's from 8 to 4. We welcome anyone to come to this conference. We would like the general public to be there, as well as social workers, nurses, attorneys, first responders, anyone who might encounter people who are abused or neglected. We welcome retirees and students as well.
What kinds of things will you be covering at this conference? What will people learn? What will people get out of it?
Well, we want people to understand the dynamics of this issue and certain things to look for, like we talked about the indicators of partner violence. That's what we're focusing on this year, is domestic violence in later life. Also, what are some of the barriers to people reporting, the role of the first responders, learning about resources from each other and strategies, and also discussing Ohio's laws.
All right, and our viewers are invited to go to this, even though there'll also be a lot of professionals there.
Right, anyone can come. We have, it's $80 for people to come if they're professionals, but students and retirees, we have a $35 fee.
All right, now, just to clarify, the consortium itself does not handle specific elder abuse complaints.
Correct. That is the responsibility of each county's Department of Job and Family Service, Adult Protective. That's looked over by the state as well as the local officials.
And again, when someone gets your card, that card that we talked about, that will have the phone numbers of places people
Right.
can call with complaints.
Yes.
Or with concerns.
Or with concerns, correct.
Great. Okay. Well, thank you so much. This
Well,
is
thank
great
you.
information which people need, and
Yes,
it's
absolutely.
great that you're out there doing it.
Thank you so much.
All right, so you can play a critical role in helping to prevent and stop elder abuse. For more information and to learn how you can get one of those Break the Silence cards, call the number that's coming up next. My thanks to Martha Miller for joining us today.
For more information, call the Consortium Against Adult Abuse at 216-621-8010. Next, join in the dance. It's time to get up and go. An exercise minute on golden opportunities.
Hi, I'm Mike Carver from Breakout Fitness, and today we're going to do a seated butterfly lift. You ready to go, Armand?
I am
All
with
right.
the butterflies.
Yes.
Let's go.
This exercise is done seated. We're going to have our feet directly below our knees. We're going to lean forward so our torso is resting on our thighs. Have a dumbbell in each hand, hanging naturally. Perfect, looking good. Now all we're going to do is we're going to raise them up to the side, so that way our shoulders are in line with our arms. Up to the side and down. Let's see it. We got it, Armand. All right, there it is. Let's lean forward a little bit more. There you go. Maybe scoot up the chair a little bit.
I like leaning back.
Yeah, you like leaning back. All right, and up. That looks good. Just keep them even with your shoulders if you can. Perfect, excellent. All right, everybody, now it's your turn to get up and go.
For your copy of the exercise booklet, please send $1 for postage to Golden Opportunities, 23240 Chagrin Boulevard, Suite 450, Beechwood, Ohio, 44122.
It's hard to believe, but Dancing Wheels has been rolling along for 30 years. So it's time for a party with plenty of dancing, of course. Lindsay Ivory's here to choreograph the festivities for us. Lindsay's a marketing associate with the Dancing Wheels Company and School. Thanks for joining us today.
Oh, thank you for having me.
All right, so Dancing Wheels, a lot of people may not be aware of its history and what it does. Can you give us a little background?
Sure. Mary Verity Fletcher, she's our founder and the artistic director. She founded the company back in 1980. She was born with spina bifida. She's been in a wheelchair since she was very young, and she wanted to be a dancer, and she never let anything get in her way. So she started the company, and she just believes that everyone, no matter their situation, should be able to participate in the arts.
She's an amazing
Dance.
person. We've had her on the
is.
show actually a couple times, several times, and she's actually come on and danced in her wheelchair with others, and it's great.
It's
really
amazing to see,
uplifting.
yes.
It really is. But now there's also a school attached, right? It's not just performance.
We do have a school. The school started in 1990, so it was 10 years later.
Okay.
And we offer classes for children and adults alike, able-bodied and also disabled people. So there's classes all week long on the weekends, and anyone can participate, and our instructors as well are both able-bodied and disabled.
So somebody does not have to be disabled to come to the school and
Not
learn
at all.
about dancing.
Nope. The classes are for anyone.
And this
Yeah,
dancing, this
anybody.
class has reached out to way beyond Northeast Ohio, is my understanding.
We do. You know, the company travels all over the country, and they do offer classes and different workshops.
And the
Workshops for people.
company itself has danced all over the world,
All over the world, all over the country. They tour all over.
all the top TV shows in the country. And
They've been on Good Morning America, CNN, and there was also a special they performed on, a Christopher Reeve special.
and on Golden Opportunities.
And on Golden
All right.
Opportunities.
So tell us about this party that's going to celebrate the 30th anniversary.
Yeah, the 30th anniversary. This whole year has been our 30th, and it's kind of culminating on June 4th. It's next Saturday with kind of a whole evening of celebrating. We have a performance that starts at 8 p.m. It's at the Cleveland Agora, and we have a retrospective of 30 years of dance, different performances, and video clips, different celebrities and alumni from the past. And then we have a new production, a new performance with Gloria Gaynor will be live on the
Gloria
show.
Gaynor, that's I Will Survive.
Will survive, yes.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah.
And are people invited to come to this
Anyone
party?
can come down to the show. It's, like I said again, it's 8 o'clock. Tickets are $30. If you mention Golden Opportunities, we have a $20 deal just by calling the
Oh
studio.
my gosh, how wonderful.
Yes. Yeah, and there's also, after the performance, we're having a dance party afterwards with the Breakfast Club. It's a local band, and also there'll be a cake and champagne toast
All
for
right.
anyone to party all night long.
June 30th. June 4th for the 30th anniversary.
Yes.
Got it. Okay,
Yes.
June 4th, 8 o'clock, Cleveland Agora.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
Thank
This
you
is
very
great.
much.
Appreciate it. And say hi to
Mary. I will
Mary
pass
for me.
on.
Thank
Yes.
you. If you've ever seen Dancing Wheels companies perform, you know this will be a very special evening. And if you haven't experienced their unique dancing style, what better time than now? To find out more, give them a call. The number's next. My thanks to Lindsay Ivory for taking the lead on this segment.
To find out more, call Dancing Wheels at 216-432-0306 or click to www.dancingwheels.org. Next, tax breaks for caring for your parent.
We're Gateway Title, keeping life simple. We can make it simple. We've got everything you need. See how easy selling your home can be. We're Gateway Title. We're keeping life simple.
Everyone deserves a second chance, so if you missed any of the phone numbers we gave, we're giving you a second chance to write them down right now. Get a pen and paper because we're going to list all the phone numbers from our guests again. Then I'll be back to tell you how Uncle Sam will care for you if you're caring for a parent. Caring for a parent can be very costly, but your Uncle Sam may be willing to help make the job a little less taxing. Here to help us save some money is my law partner who is worth at least $1 or $2, maybe $1 million, at least his advice is, Mike Solomon. Thanks for joining us today.
All
right, Mike, so as our parents age, the burden for care often falls, at least in part, on the kids. And many of us help our parents financially or in other ways with living expenses, medical expenses, other costs. How can we ease the burden of those costs?
Well, elder care expenses can be a substantial burden on adult children because not only are they helping their parents, but they may be paying for college education for their children, plus paying their own living expenses, plus trying to save money for retirement. So you add all that up, it can be a big burden. Uncle Sam does allow you a deduction if you can qualify and deduct the parent as a dependent on your own tax return.
As a dependent, what's that mean? How do we qualify for a dependent?
Well, the IRS has several rules to qualify. Number one, the parent must be a U.S. citizen or a resident alien. Number two, the parent needs to file either be unmarried or file a separate return from their spouse. It must be a parent or a close relative like a sibling or an uncle or an aunt or niece or nephew or an in-law. And then the gross income of the parent must be $3,700 or less. Now, what's important to note here is it doesn't include Social Security.
Does not include Social Security.
Right, so that's a big benefit to make sure that you can qualify for the $3,700 rule. And then finally, you have to provide more than 1/2 of your parents' support.
All right, so if you're getting Social Security of $25,000 or $30,000 a year, you can still qualify. If your parent, rather, is getting income of $25,000 or $30,000 a year, you can still take your parent as a deduction, as a dependent, as long as the other income is less than $3,700 a year.
That's right.
Now, what if your parent has stocks or bonds or bank accounts that's generating interest or dividends, which adds and puts them over that $3,700.
Well, you can do some other planning. For example, you might have the parent give away the stocks or bonds or mutual funds to their children, and then that income, the future income on those investments, are now taxed to the children, not to the parent. And unlike the Medicaid rules, which you talk about on the show a lot, where you have these 5-year look-backs and this, that, they don't have that. So as long as they shift the assets, then going forward, that income is the child's, and the parent may qualify at that point for that rule. The more difficult one is with an IRA, because you can't give away an IRA. You basically have to cash it in. So if it makes sense, I mean, it's a big penalty. You cash in the IRA, you pay the IRS a lot of money. But if it makes sense in your overall plan, maybe it is time to cash it in, give the money to the kids, and then you don't have that income. Or possibly even converting the IRA to a Roth, then the future Roth payments are not income. So either of those might work for you.
All right, let's take that. Just if you have an IRA, you cash it in, you pay an income tax, but you're going to pay the tax at some point. You're just paying it earlier rather than later.
That's right.
So if you cash it in, you give after you pay the tax, you give the rest to your kids, then the income no longer is yours.
That's right. So you have a $100,000 IRA, cash it in, pay the IRS maybe $20,000 or $30,000, give the rest of the money to your kids. No gift taxes to worry about with this. And then the kids have the money, they earn the income after that.
What if 2 or 3 kids are contributing to a parent's support?
You can still qualify for this dependent deduction. Only one child can take it at a time, and they can each year switch. You take it this year, you take it next year. They have to file an agreement on sharing that dependent deduction. And to get it, you at least have to provide 10% of your parents' support. So you can work that out.
Are there other tax benefits besides taking a parent as a dependent?
Well, yes, there are. For example, if you work and your parent needs care when you're at work, you can qualify for a dependent care tax credit, and that will save you a lot of taxes. That's dollars right off of your taxes. Number 2, if you work somewhere where they have a flexible spending account, you can use those pre-tax dollars to pay for your parents' medical expenses.
All right. Thank you very much, Mike. Good information. So if you're helping your parents, Uncle Sam wants to help you. Claiming a parent as a dependent could save you a lot of money. To learn more, give Mike a call. The number's next.
Call Budish, Solomon, Steiner, and Peck at 1-888-236-5173 for more information. Or log on to www.budishandsolomon.com.
Until next week, I hope you make the most of your golden opportunities.
Would you like to join our kitchen conversation? All you have to do is call toll-free 1-877-765-1543 and leave us your question, name, and phone number. Or log on to www.golden.tv for all the latest information and show updates.